You're listening to the Real Estate Forum, where we talk all things real estate and have a good laugh along the way.
The Real Estate Forum is back. We are a podcast, if you haven't worked that out by now, and it's one of the hottest podcasts on the planet. Actually, we're even bigger than the planet at the moment. We are hot in the galaxy, and we're hot in the universe. Craig seems to think that we're the number 3 podcast in the universe across all platforms, behind only David Goggins and that one with Hamish and Andy, which is actually quite funny. Brent, you are up and about.
Oh yeah, mate. You come in here. I was a bit down last week, and you've told me your level, but I'm peaking. I'm up here, and yeah, excited.
So Brent's really interesting because he gives me, I don't know if you're being diagnosed with ADHD, but you give me those kind of vibes where you go through these like super, super crazy ups, and then you're coming down, and you go back up again, you're coming down. How do you, like last week and the week before that, you were down. So what's getting you up? What's making you feel good this week?
The sun's out, mate.
The sun. Is it the sun?
It's you're correct with your analogy there. Like I sometimes I'm down, but when I'm up, I'm just like fucking woo, and yeah, there's no in between.
Is it with the help of any form of artificial stimulant?
No, I had an Oxy Shred today.
What's an Oxy Shred?
It is a can of an energy drink. I think it's got like 2 coffees in it, maybe.
Oh wow!
I had one the other week, and it was like 4 o'clock, and I couldn't sleep till like 11 o'clock, and I'm like, I'm never doing that again. So,
is it true all estate agents do drugs?
Yeah, like I know Mina doesn't. One of our guests that's coming on. I've just dropped our guest name pretty quickly, but yeah, a lot of agents do drugs, man.
I've never done cocaine, and I would love to one day try it.
There's 2 people in life, Gav, and there's one person that does cocaine.
Yep.
And there is the other person there's one person that's tried cocaine, and then there's the other person that doesn't do cocaine. So if you try it, most people do it. You don't just try it and stop.
Which one are you?
I used to be a little bit of a party animal, but I've matured a little bit. I'm 30 now, and yeah, I don't even drink. Like I haven't had a drink with you on this podcast, and yeah, I just try and stay level now.
I at our awards nights, I find it fascinating because as the nights progress, you see these estate agents and they're just writing themselves off, and you go to the toilets and they're just sniffing.
Yeah,
everyone's just sniffing. I'm like, why is it? I can't smell it.
I think it's every industry though. Like I've hung out with some, and you would have too, like highly professional people, even if they're in a government job and their job is to enforce drug laws, and I've seen those people to do drugs as well. So I think it's a very common use of drugs in any industry.
Yeah. So I've never done it. I've smoked a blunt. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I smoked one of them when I was 18 years old, and I was coughing and splutting everywhere. And I tried these like space cakes in Amsterdam. Did nothing. I didn't feel a thing. I'm like, this is a joke. And outside of that, I've never done drugs. Not to say I judge anyone for doing it, because I actually want to try it one day. So if anyone one day wants to try it with me, obviously we want to make sure everything's legal, right? So whatever.
Yeah.
But one day it would be cool to do it.
Yeah, well, as I said, mate, I think you're the kind of person that if you tried it, you'd do it. So probably don't do it.
I'd be addicted.
Probably.
Yeah, possibly. I have a gambling problem, I think. I've been looking at the horses of the Melbourne Cup. Right, what's today's show about, Brent? What do we got on?
Today's show is one that's pretty close to my heart. The guest we have coming on, my first day in real estate, I walk into this office and he's always had no hair. So I don't know what age he lost his hair, but we'll ask him when he jumps on, and he's kind of a pit bull off Wish. But yeah, my first day in real estate, and he's guided me a lot when I worked with him for my current company, and his social media, his YouTube and all that stuff. He was big on that 5 years ago. And we're going to dive into that, which is going to be absolutely awesome. He's got a killer listing presentation. He's completely different from the guests we've had on so far. He has gone, instead of a franchise-based, he has gone by his own independent company. Cranbourne is a little area which is similar to Pakenham, right? There's probably 10 to 20 franchisees or franchises in the area, and there's not many boutique agencies. And Mina's backed himself and created the business over the past 3-4 years and He's starting to kick goals now. So I really want to unpack the process from being an agent within the company to going out and doing it by yourself, because it will take a lot of balls.
Yeah, I think he's gone down that boutique path before it was really that popular by the sounds of it. So looking forward to catching up with Mina. We're catching up with Douglas from Adaptive Fire and Electrical. The crazy thing is I've never ever met him until about 3.5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I thought you would have, when I said, have you met Douglas, I thought you would have been a little bit more up and about, because I thought you had a bit of a man crush on the big
I do.
youngster.
He's a good looking guy, and he's naturally strong too. Good firm handshake, nice looking biceps. If you're watching this, you'll get to see him shortly. If you're listening to it, just picture it, big biceps, attractive man, and he's a tradie. They get ladies. Actually, I want to find out if that's true too.
All right, we'll get him on soon then. And are we going to cross to Jade now?
Yeah, and Jade. Yes, we'll go to Jade. So actually, just before we go to Jade, anything that's happening in your marketplace? What's going on in your world?
Marketplace is pretty good, man.
Have you listed an auction?
I have. Yes.
You did? Did you?
No. You're, what's that word called? You're pre-climatizing.
I'm pre-climatizing.
Climaxing, sorry.
Climatizing. So I'm just getting used to the heat.
So I have a property that we have a few offers on, and I said to my client,
Is that an auction property?
100%, man.
Okay.
You know the one. Greg brought it up the other week. So I said to her, your home is suitable for auction.
The owner, yeah.
The best thing to do, because her brother unfortunately passed away and she's now in charge of the sale of the home. I said, the best thing we can do to make sure we represent true value in the right process is put it out to the open public and auction it at the end of the month. So I've just got I had the Section 32 come in today, which is a property contract. So I've got about 24 hours to see if we're going to auction or she's going to consider a sale. But
Section 32, by the way, is a vendor statement for all those people that are from different states.
Yeah. And then we'll find out tomorrow if it's going to go to auction. It will be the end of November. And in the
Why wouldn't you go to auction?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm backing the auction.
Oh, you are?
I'm pushing the auction, yeah. Otherwise...
Don't pussy out.
No, I won't. Listings are coming on good. Spoke to Mina just then. I think he's listed the same, just under 10 for the month.
Nice.
Got a couple coming up, so we're back to our normal numbers. The market, though, we're not selling them like we were selling them, say, 8 weeks ago. So a little bit softer there, but next week...
I'm going to ask Mina because he's from the same market as you, and he's going to be like, no, we're smashing them out.
No, I've already pre-questioned him because I can't say that, and then him saying, oh, no, I've sold 100 homes.
Yeah.
What about you? How's your officer, Ray White, going?
Yeah, no, the market's okay. I'm keen to find out from Jade what's happening, or even Greggy, sorry, I just burped. That was really rude of me. What's happening around the globe from a market perspective.
Global.
We have been booted out of our office, so we're working from home for a week and a half. That's great fun. So if you are swinging past around my neck of the woods and you want to come for a dip in the swimming pool, I'll be home.
We're on, mate. 20 degrees and...
Yeah, it's not exactly
time.
warm. We're also going to catch up with Sam as well. So Sam's our lucky mentor that we identified last week, had him on for the first time. Good chap. And he's been implementing some different strategies into his business. Keen to catch up with him to see what's been working. But this guy's so raw. He actually messaged me and he said, Gav, what do I say when I go door knocking?
Yeah, wow. Oh, did you answer the question?
No, I said we'll talk about it when we're on air, because I'm not going to give away all of our trade secrets without everyone else knowing.
Yeah, because that's a good question, because Natalie, who works in my team, just started to door knock.
Oh.
Comes in every day now, and you know what she says?
What?
I told my mum the other day I love door knocking, and she's like, you're a psychopath. She loves door knocking, man, and I taught her the most simple script ever, and it is working.
Well, stay tuned. I want to hear what that is. We're going to come back to that. We are going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and we'll have Mina. No, yeah. Jade. No, Douglas.
We'll have someone come on. But come on. A massive thank you, though, to Sharon Style with us. I have a couple of jobs in the back of my mind I haven't released to the universe yet that will hopefully use her. And obviously Douglas from Electrical and Fire.
I'm using her.
Who?
For Doug. One. Sharon.
There you go. Best in the galaxy, stager. And then we've got Greggy coming on to give us an auction wrap. And we have Jade giving us a finance update. Massive finance update, man. Inflation was discussed yesterday or today. And then the 4th of November, we've got the new interest rate cuts, or if they're going to stay the same. So very exciting. All right, we have Jade from 11 Financial on the line like usual. She's a great asset to this podcast. Jade, tell us something off topic. What's been your win for the week?
What's been my win for the week? Do you know what? My win for the week outside of finance has been being super organized and being packed well and truly before 24 hours of jumping on a flight. So that is what I would say is my win for the week.
Nice and simple. I like it. And Gav, ask us some finance questions because I've got none.
You got no questions?
No.
You were banging on about how excited you were because there's some big finance news. I was waiting for the punchline and never came. Anyway, Jade, so inflation up 1% today, is that right?
It is. It's gone up from 2.7% to 3%, putting a real dampener on the hopes of a November rate cut, to be honest.
Is there a chance that interest rates might go back up?
I don't think they'll go back up, but I definitely don't think that they will go down. I'm quite confident to predict that they will hold rates in November. Michelle Bullock had already said this morning that she'd made comments hinting around that even if inflation was down, their decisions aren't reliant on those statistics at the moment. So I think she is just going to hold steady and just watch what happens over the next, quarter through to the end of the year.
I think she's proven in the past that she's quite conservative with her play calling. So I'd be surprised if there is a move this time round. Leaning forward, though, are we going to see interest rates coming back up next year? I'm thinking about refinancing. I was kind of banking on a couple of cuts.
I'm still hoping for some cuts too. And do you know what? I think towards the end of next year, we'll see either them be at their, neutral rate, or we may see it go back up 25 points, but it's so hard to predict right now. Like last week, I was saying economists at the banks are predicting 70% chance of a November rate cut. And now today it's like off the table. So the predictions are so volatile, dependent on what's going on with, unemployment, inflation, the consumer price index, and so on. And that's just changing so rapidly that it's really hard to predict without a crystal ball.
And apparently, we were talking about a word that we can't apparently say on air, but we're going to say it anyway. We're talking about, I'm not going to actually say it, but tobacco and alcohol is contributing to inflation as house prices.
It is.
Get on the vapes.
The vapes. Everyone's on the vapes. So apparently,
everyone's on the vapes.
Are you a vapor?
Sometimes.
No, I'm not. I'm not a smoker.
Yeah, good. See?
Are you asking me?
No, I'm asking Jade.
No, you pointed at me.
Yeah, I knew you were. I don't need to ask you. So that's what's going on. Around the grounds, what's happening across the country? What are we seeing price increases still from a national perspective?
Yeah, price increases still. Pre-approvals are starting to convert quite rapidly again, which is great news for me. So that's, I guess, showing more stock on the market across the board. Refinancing is picking right back up at the moment. There are quite a lot of banks that are reducing interest rates for new customers, which there's nothing else that they can do to piss off their existing customers than treat new customers better than the ones that are loyal to them. And yeah.
Well summarised. Now we are getting the wrap-up call from our producer. He's heading to Japan tomorrow, and he's like, Brent, I'm done.
I'm within my 5 minutes.
Hey?
Yeah. Hopefully he remembers me this week.
Yeah, apparently he left you out in the last episode.
I know. How rude.
What a terrible producer.
He's actually been crying in the corner.
How much were you paying this guy? The answer is nothing.
All right, guys.
See you,
have
mate.
a good night. And that's 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Have fun, Jade.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
We're back with Apollo Auctions. And where in the world is Greg?
It's a bit like Where's Wally, isn't it? I'm actually in Melbourne today, so a bit of a change of scenery.
Where have you been this week?
Only in Victoria this week. I haven't been on a plane this week, so
Grounded.
nice to have a couple of days back home.
Are you in trouble?
No, not in trouble. Just leading into Cup Week, just getting all my ducks in a row, really.
What horse are you backing on Cup Day?
I have not looked at all yet. If I was a betting man, I would bet on 1-1 because 1-1 was a racehorse and 2-2 was 1-2.
Fuck, you're such a dad.
Come on. It gets the exact reaction that I want, which is surely a shake of the head. I can't wait to see the video replay.
That's good. That's it. You're a dad, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. What's your best dad joke?
Oh, what did the farmer say when his tractor broke down?
What?
Oh, geez, my tractor broke down.
I've actually got a good one, and I'm not a dad. I was going to tell a joke about a dog the other day, but it was too far-fetched.
Oh,
That's a good dad one because no one
That's a
laughed.
stretch. That's a stretch.
there you go. What do you call a lady in the distance?
Don't know.
Dot. What do you call a man with a shovel?
I don't know. Doug.
Doug. What do you call a man without a shovel?
Douglas.
Douglas. There you go.
Wow.
Top tier dad jokes.
It's a great segue because Douglas will be coming on later.
Yeah.
It's probably the 50th time he's heard that. Anyway, we're getting the wrap up from the producer. He has to go to Japan very soon. So, what's been making headways in the auction world? How did the clearance rates go?
Pretty steady, to be honest, which is what we kind of find in the middle of spring. There really isn't too much variance. It took a slight dip in Victoria down to 65.31%, but a massive increase in numbers. It was a super Saturday, if you want to call it that, on Saturday. So interesting to see that volume. I think the market is sort of anxiously waiting. There's going to be a pause this weekend in Victoria, at least for Cup Day. And then it's the data that's going to be coming out regarding inflation, about rate drops. There's 2 more meetings this week, 2 more meetings this year, I should say. Is there going to be a drop? Is there going to be a hold? What's going on?
Yeah, we've had that conversation with Jade. Brent's running an auction and so far hasn't sold it prior.
There you go. There you go.
He only got the contract like a few hours ago.
I haven't got it yet, man. I should have it 24
And
hours.
when did you launch the property yesterday? So you've done pretty well for 24 hours.
They'll probably sell it prior.
Yeah, probably will sell it prior.
It's the no, I'm not copping flack for Mina. I've never seen an auction from you. Fucking never done an auction.
I'm about to run a couple, mate. So
Oh,
there you go.
shit.
Yeah.
Why the change?
I don't know, something different.
Something different.
Yeah.
I'm a bit bored. Need a challenge.
Yeah, we need a challenge, mate. We need it to make it more exciting.
Should Mina be running auctions, Greg?
In specific suburbs that he operates in, 100%. Again, there's a couple of suburbs which you all sort of interact with every now and then. Clyde North, that sort of area. It does have a fair glut of stock on there at the moment, and so standing out in those marketplaces is quite difficult in an auction campaign, especially with buyers that have got a sentiment that they can only purchase conditionally.
What would you say to a first, as an agent, speaking to a first home buyer who subject to finance, and they, for whatever reason, the broker's like, nah, like don't bid, or we can't be 100% certain that you can get the property at auction unconditionally. What would you say as dialogue around that conversation from an agent to a first home buyer?
Yeah, as the agent, I typically just ask the buyer, do you really love the home? Is it something that you can see yourself living in? If they say yes, it's a further conversation just around, well, are you actually in a position that you could get pre-approved and that your broker is putting barriers in place for you to not get pre-approval because they're scared? Or is it physically that your finances don't line up that it wouldn't allow you to get pre-approval? Now, there's multiple types of pre-approval, and I'm sure Jade's gone through that. What you ideally want to get to is unconditional pre-approval, but you may get a pre-approval that just says it's subject to the valuation of the property post-purchase, which is pretty normal.
So a fully assessed pre-approval is what you really should be asking the buyer to get before the auction, right?
Correct, or at least get to a point that they know the conditions on that pre-approval. You can have a conditional pre-approval that still allows you to bid at auction. I've personally done it. It's subject to a credit card being closed, for instance, because you're still living life. You've still got a credit card, and then just prior to you actually going to settlement, you've got to have that credit card closed off.
Yep. Now, my question to you, you've obviously bid on auctions yourself, whether it be for you or for friends or family. Would that be a safe assumption?
Very safe assumption.
What tactics do you employ to win over an auction and obviously try and unsettle the people that you're bidding against?
If there's any buyers listening to this, please don't do this at any of my auctions because it's the exact opposite of what I want to happen as the auctioneer. So as the auctioneer, I want it to start lower, build momentum, get people emotionally engaged, and then they stretch their limits. Typically, they bid emotionally. What I would say for a buyer to do is, and I had to almost coach my wife on this because we were purchasing recently, and I wasn't going to be able to bid at the auctions. I said to her, if you are going to lose the auction, lose quickly. Don't lose slowly because it hurts more. So say, for instance, the range was 1 to 1.1 million. You had a budget of 1.15 million, for instance. I would start the bidding at $1,122,000.
So
Above
just
the range,
right at the top
but
end.
below your budget,
Yep.
and at a weird number that's going to confuse the auctioneer.
Yep. So would you throw out weird? Who was the guy from the block that used to throw out weird numbers? What was his name?
Danny. I wouldn't be putting in cents because it doesn't make any sense. But
Yep.
a bid of 1,122,000. The reason for that difficulty as the auctioneer is they go, well, what's the next bid I ask for? You've got a range of 1 to 1.1. You've got a budget of 115. The auctioneer is probably wanting it to start at 900, 950 to get some momentum into it. You started at 1,122 like a good racehorse, and you're like, huh? Where do I go from here?
It's an interesting tactic because what you're essentially saying is start it above the quoted range in order to knock out the competition.
My question that I ask anyone that I'm bidding for is, if today was auction day and it was after the auction and you'd purchased that home for 1,122,000, how would you feel? And if the answer is, yeah, happy, I go, well, why wouldn't you start there? Because if you trying to get it cheaper, but it actually backfires on you and builds all this momentum back into the auction, then people get emotionally engaged. I see auctions regularly that I go, if that had have started $100,000 more expensive than where it did start, it wouldn't have got to the level that it got to.
It's a good point. I like auctions that start lower because it builds the theatre.
Suspense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if someone came in and offered, like the reserve was 1.1, they've come in and offered 1,122, and everyone's like looking around the room and go, well, geez, that's me out. And you as the auctioneer, like, first time, second time, come on, guys, surely there's more there. All right, fine, we'll sell it. It's quite like of a non-event. And I feel like as the owner, you'd almost feel like you've been ripped off. Like you only got one bid. But great tactic from a buyer.
Well, put it in dollar figure. Like if you're looking at your sort of market cap, I know you're sort of working in that 650, 750, 800-ish sort of bracket is, if we're talking first home buyers, if you had a range of 650 to 700 as the advertised range, and the buyer had a budget to 750, because that's typically where a lot of first home buyers cap out at. Imagine if you were bidding against a whole bunch of other first home buyers that thought that they might be able to start the bidding between 6 and 650, maybe 650 and 7. This buyer starts it at 712. Do you reckon the other buyers are going to try and push themselves to 750, or do you reckon that buyers stamped their authority on the auction and went, hey, come beat me?
Yeah, it's a very good point. It's a very good point.
It's tactics.
I like it. Now we're with Mina. Mina, any questions you got for Greggy?
Not at the moment, mate. Not until I run the first auction.
He might call you in a couple of weeks' time and be like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Thanks for your time.
Might have to call some auctions for me down the track. You never know. Who knows? Or is
Probably
Mina
will.
calling the auctions? Who's calling the auctions?
Haven't decided yet, so let's see.
Apollo Auctions.
Yeah. All right.
There you go.
Thanks for your time, Greggy. I hope you're back a winner, mate, and appreciate your support. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. We have Mina Saad from Ion Real Estate. And as I said previously, my first day in real estate, I was welcomed by this gentleman in, I think it was Century 21 in Cranbourne back then. He's been in real estate for about 18 years now. He just told Gav he's 40 years old. He has created this little boutique agency, which is in a marketplace flooded with the big companies, say Ray White, O'Brien, your Barry Plants, all those massive franchises. And he has created this little boutique company called Ion Real Estate. I can't wait to go into how he's branded it, what sets him apart between these big competitors in such a dominated market. He's got a killer listing presentation, and his social media and his YouTube was massive before it became popular 5 years ago, approximately. So, Mina, tell me, mate, take us back to your day one in real estate and how the journey has been, because I'm sure you've second-guessed yourself, man, because I second-guessed myself and I've done nothing in real estate.
You're talking about day one in real estate or day one Ion Real Estate? Because the two are different.
Yeah, go both, man.
All right. So day one real estate, I'll tell you how I got started in it. I fell into it by accident, as I'm sure most agents probably would have fallen into it.
It's a common theme, man.
Yeah. tell you the funny story and how I got into it. So, my old man was running a retail shop. He used to own photo labs like, Kodak and Rabbit Photos and stuff like that. And I was working for a competitor at the time, another suburb. And he was going overseas for about a month and a half. And I needed to look after his shop. So I remember I spoke to Peter Gindy. He's actually with O'Brien, funny enough. Yeah. And he had just started real estate. I'm like, hey, I need to get out of my work right now for about 6 weeks. I'm looking for something. I need to actually say to my manager, hey, I'm going to do a course. He goes, oh, just tell me you're doing real estate. I'm like, okay, cool. So I went and spoke to Pam. Pam, if you're listening to this, forgive me. No, it's almost 20 years. But anyway, I told her, look, I'm doing a real estate course, so I can't be at work for the next 6 weeks. Got into it naturally, kind of, okay, that's pretty interesting. The time you're doing like photo development was boring as shit house. These businesses are not around anymore anyway, but yeah, that's, one thing led to another. You fall into it. I started off at Ray White. Was there for about 6 months.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I know, right?
He's been with both of us, Ray White and O'Brien.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've worked for obviously a couple of the major, Century 21 you mentioned before, Barry Plant, I was there for a couple of years as well. So you're learning things from just about everyone, all the majors. Now, funny enough, you were talking about door knocking just before. My very first time door knocking, so right before we went out on the street, I got given a pen and paper. Here's a pen and paper, go book some appraisals. I had no idea what the hell an appraisal was. So that was a problem.
Yep.
I remember it was on Foxwood Drive in Cranbourne East. Went on door knock. There was like 4 doors in. The lady goes to me, oh yeah, we might be interested in an appraisal. How much is it?
$100.
I didn't know what to say, man. I just said, probably $20. I didn't say probably. I said, it's about $20, but today we're doing it for free. So went back. They obviously took the piss out of me because they're like, yeah, it's free forever, man. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not just, it doesn't cost anything. But because it says free appraisal all the time, yeah. So it's like, is it actually worth something? It's your first day. You don't know any better. Anyway, fast track.
You could have made $20 from that.
I know.
I'm gonna start doing $100, but I'll do it today for free.
Yeah, I'm thinking we should actually bring that into the industry. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, it's time, right? Yeah. But anyway, the one thing led to another. Obviously landed with at Century 21. I was there just before Brent. That's where we met in the first place. Interestingly, I think I even had a chat with you the day right before you left. And I was leaving that day, but he didn't know that morning.
Yeah.
Did you guys quit the same job at the same day?
Within 24 hours.
Yeah. But we were going to the same company,
same
but
place.
none of us knew.
Yeah.
Like he didn't know, and I didn't know. He's like, I'm going. But no, I'm going there.
Yeah. Yeah. So we had no idea until the fact.
Yeah.
But anyway, ended up with obviously at O'Brien Real Estate.
Same town? Were you at the same town?
Same office.
Cranbourne,
Yeah.
bro.
You're both at Cranbourne?
Same office. Yeah.
So you both walked in the next day like, wait a second, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
I left first.
It's fun, man.
It was my idea first.
I'm new here.
Yeah, I think it was actually like 3 or 4 people started that week as well.
Yeah.
But it was 3 of us from the same office, so we shifted almost immediately.
Yeah.
Politics, let's just go with that.
Yeah.
And we pretty much just started there. At that time, I think my best year in GCI at that time, that's if you really want to dig deeper on it, I think I did 210, 220. And it was kind of pacing itself out for about probably 7-8 years like that. There was no significant improvement. There wasn't anything until the penny dropped, which was social at that time.
Yeah.
And I know you said you wanted to touch on that. That was the one big game changer in it, man. That was such a game changer. I think I went from 210, which is effectively almost every single year prior to that. It was 510,000 that was written within that 12 months. So it went straight from that to that. There was nothing in between. It wasn't like a 3 and a 4 and a 5. No, it just went straight there. And then moving forward from there, it just kept shifting upwards.
And with my social media as well, I see people and I mirror off them. And I think everyone does that because it's a trending industry. Was there anyone that you kind of pitched your stuff off, or just you see stuff on Facebook or real estate, or you just backed yourself and done your own kind of
Yeah,
vibe?
look, I mean, at the time that we were talking about early 16,
Yeah.
I was literally shitting myself the first time, like even got put in front of a camera.
Yeah.
And understandably, most agents are not comfortable in front of cameras, so I found out later. But it was, you're just there, you're like, wing it. First video, all right, some people watched it, some didn't. Second video, okay. You're getting some. And then it was a case of, all right, we need to do something a bit more batshit crazy.
Yeah.
So I remember the first one that kind of got a bit of traction. I went into the bathtub with my suit on. That one made a bit of noise.
I remember that, man.
Yeah. There was a property in Botanic Ridge. The owner let me do it, which
Yeah.
is like, yeah, go nuts. I'm like, all right, find a good, that's a shitty suit now.
Yeah.
So that's going to be gone. So yeah, went from that. But then it was a case of, all right, well, we need to actually probably do something maybe a bit more extreme to kind of keep that going. You just had to pretty much adapt, like come up with ideas almost on a weekly basis. All right, with that video, I need to do that. Oh, that's got side axle. I need to do something about that. That house has got high ceilings. I need to do something about that. Oh, that one's got close to the school. I remember wearing like a backpack, silly stuff.
Yeah.
But it essentially was just, you had to adapt with it. Yeah. But it wasn't like there was no one to copy off. Now, I feel like there's a lot more people that are obviously doing it quite effectively that you can replicate a few ideas. Yeah. But back then it was just wing it.
What's your advice to people that aren't on socials? They might be, well, they're trying to get on socials as an agent, but they don't know how to go about it or where to start or what their style should be. What's your advice to them?
Just do it. Nike.
Just start.
This is not a sponsorship for Nike. Yeah. But just do it. Just start somewhere. Please, for the love of God, just start somewhere. The worst... The enemy of action is inaction, man. It's just start somewhere. If it fails, that's fine. And guess what? If you do it shit, people are still going to be watching. You would rather be talked about, even if it's, I'm sorry to say, if it's in a shit manner, than not be talked about at all. I know you were talking about listing presentations the other day. I've seen some incredible closers in our industry, but no one knows who they are.
100%, man.
That's the problem.
Yeah. And the young fella that works with you, Matt Shaw's, he has... How many years has he been in real estate?
Under 2.
And what's he on track
about
to?
2.
300,000 this year, 500?
I think he's tracking to 360. Yeah.
And this guy is like, what, 22?
Yeah.
And dude, his social following is very good. And he's literally created a following, a brand to write 360 in the first 2 years of real estate, being in your early 20s.
Yep.
Purely off the back of his social media and one core area in Cranbourne South, everyone knows him from TikToks and bloody Instagram videos.
Yeah. I can tell you now, whenever I walk into an appraisal, some of the guys used to walk in years ago and they go, oh, you work with Mina. Now I've had this happen a few times. Do you work with Matt?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, really?
Great. I want it that way. I love that.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening now. But again, you're on the forefront. You're exposed to it and it works.
So why the move to a boutique brand?
Ooh, tough question.
What was wrong? What was wrong with the big brands?
There's nothing wrong with the big brands, man.
Why'd you leave?
Why
3
did
times.
I leave? I didn't leave 3 times. We're talking in the space of, 12, 13 years at that point. So, but I essentially felt I needed to create something of our own. It could be stupidity, hindsight, who knows? But it was just, you know what? Just jump into it. You're going to make mistakes. And my God, did we. And especially at the time we started as well, at the most perfect time you can possibly imagine. I had left. Keep in mind, at that time, I had 2 kids, which is my only 2 children. They were 4 months old at the time. And I left banking on, we should be fine. We should be okay. There's not going to be any issues. A month later, COVID. A month later was lockdown. Yeah.
Tell me about your first quarter.
Oh, okay. Sure. The first quarter, we did 3 sales. Yeah. I was absolutely shitting myself, for lack of a better term.
How many employees with 3 sales?
I was myself, Dash, and Anna, which is my wife. She was pretty much handling it for us. Yeah.
You can't pay bills on 3 sales.
No, you can't do anything. So, but I made sure, obviously, you've got a little bit of cash in the background that you're like, all right,
Yeah.
if I go into this, I'm a little bit more conservative by nature. So I kind of got into it thinking, all right, I need to plan ahead for a downturn. I didn't think the downturn was going to happen in 4 weeks, though. And that's the problem. But off the back of that, when you're 3 sales in and you're like thinking, man, this is, okay, did I make a mistake? Should I go ask for my job back? Should I go join somewhere else? Should I just stick the course? And then one thing kind of came to mind, probably my parents. That's the one thing I thought of. The way I always kind of built it in my head is they took one of the biggest risks ever, actually shifting countries. So, and that's actually one of the things I always come back to. These guys didn't speak the language, didn't know anyone here at all, didn't have a house, didn't have money, didn't have anything, packed up bags and going, you know what, we're going to pretty much gamble it all, come here for a better life.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's almost an insult if I don't do anything with it. So to answer your question, that's actually one of the reasons as well. Yeah. And again, this is nothing against big brands or small brands or anything. I just wanted to, at the same time, I felt brands at that time as well, which I think it's somewhat changed now, a little bit. But I think brands at that time were very, I'm trying to choose my words carefully, but
Don't choose
vanilla.
them carefully.
Yeah. Vanilla. There was no going outside the boundary. It was not do this, that, and that's it. It was a lot of constraints. And we wanted to just free roam. And so there was a bit of difference there. So I guess what we wanted to do and what I felt like a brand could do. Yeah.
Yeah. And what would be, it's one of my favorite questions, is what's your biggest struggle being an independent brand?
At the moment, it's probably less. But when you're starting off, no one knows you.
So any struggles right now?
Probably a lot less than before, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you're always going to have them, but this is regardless of brand or not. It's you're a director, you're an operator of a business. You're always going to have them. Brand, not brand, small, big.
The one thing that, looking into your business from afar, you've got a really good retention. Like every person you employ
They're there for a while.
has stayed there, which is awesome to see, especially in our industry too.
How do you do it?
How?
Just
Very
change
simple.
them up.
No, treat them nicely. Number one, just speak to them like normal people. I feel like if you're going to speak down to them, that's a disaster. I pretty much speak to them the way I've always wanted to be spoken to, from leadership position. And I think it's a lead by example. Like, in other words, don't what's the word I'm looking for? Don't tell me, show me.
Yeah.
Do it with me. I think that's a big part. Like, going back to, let's say, call sessions, for example, I'm there. In the office, I'm there.
Yeah.
And I hear it from a lot of different people. They've got directors by name, but they're literally just by name. They're not there. So my guys, for example, they know they can get a hold of me almost at any time, which is a problem sometimes. But but it's essentially, you got to set some boundaries within that. But to answer your question, I feel it's part that I, even before making any like significant decisions, whether it's about marketing, whether it's about listing presentations, whether about anything really, you also want to sit the team down and have a discussion with them. Hey, what do you guys reckon would work better? Prior to that, we used to just have it landed on us. It was, no, here's what we're doing. Okay, but what about this? And the problem is sometimes we took that from people that are not in the lounge rooms. That was a slight problem too. Yeah.
Yeah. And you go.
You go. What are you saying?
I was just going to say, like, and I hear that around the grounds a lot. We're getting advice from some people to do it this way, but you're not in a house in Cranbourne with me. You're not dealing with, divorces. You're not dealing with all that stuff. You're not dealing with emotions and all that kind of stuff. So you can't really adapt or tell me how to speak to a client if you're not doing it yourself as well. But that's probably where you do really well, because you're doing it day to day.
Yeah, I agree. And you lose, as a leader, you lose touch with what's going on in the market, in the workplace, with your staff. if you can't then relate to the daily struggles, which what you're referring to, that they're going through, because you're still out in the coalface, you can relate to it. And also you're still of a young age, like you're still of an age that can relate to the social media. Like a lot of the dinosaurs now that are around, that are managers and directors, and they don't get it. They don't understand the complexity of the younger generation coming through, that, or the associates or the sales agents trying to make it on socials. They don't get it. But back then it was just, cold calling lists and cards in windows. Like it's a different market. It's a different workplace.
I still remember a couple of the training sessions that we used to go to back in the day. And one of the trainers quite specifically, he got asked a question. This has gone back like 2018 or 2019 or whatever. Agent that's literally been in it for a month. What should I do about my social? Don't worry about it at all. Don't even do it. Okay, great. The problem is there's hindsight. I don't think the trainer understood it well enough to be able to advise on it. And that was the issue.
The one thing how I look at it, right, because I try and take away my personal aspect, like it's not me personally that they don't like for social medias or even this podcast right now. If someone doesn't like this podcast, it's not that they don't like me. It's that they're actually probably scared, because that's the way the world's moving. You need to be on TikTok. You need to be on Instagram. We need to be having open-ended conversations like this where we can share our insights to help other people. I called my brother the other week about it. He's completely different industry, very, very minimal social media. And he said that to me. He's like, Brent, like, this isn't you as a person, like why people would have an opinion on it. It's because they're scared that this is the way it's going and they can't do it themselves. So they'll attack you as a person about it. And I think, like, when you look at it from that perspective, it's so clear as to why people have that opinion on it as well.
It's a fear of change.
Yeah.
Even like within my family as well. My father was involved in photo lab businesses and things like that as well. And he was doing a lot of analog photos. He used to do like films and Kodak films and things. When digital came in, he had a bit of a refusal to adapt to that until he found that very quickly, and unfortunately far too late, that was the route that it was taking. So, yeah.
Mina, from my perspective, right, so you've turned your back on the big agencies, and the big agencies, when I'm at a listing presentation, I talk about the network, I talk about the growth, I talk about the exposure, you talk about the backing of resources, technology. These are things that I talk about in my listing presentations. Mina, you are a gun listing agent. Now, tell me what it is about your listing presentation that gets you so much business.
Gee, are you coming up against me anytime soon?
Yeah.
And a side note, that's a great question, mate. I don't think I've ever been up against Mina. I've bet a couple of you young blokes and a few, but I've never been up against you. So yeah.
Social, obviously a big element of that as well. And we dig a lot deeper with the structure of the listing presentation too, where I find agencies, brand or not brand, they'll just go, oh, it's worth this, it's worth that, boom, and they walk out the door. Like, again, I was in a couple today, same thing.
Yeah.
They just told us that and left. Okay. Is that the first time you guys are selling? Yeah, it is. Has anyone walked you through like what the process looks like? No, not really. Okay. Walk them through the damn thing. It's pretty simple. It's going to take half hour, 40 minutes, whatever it is. Just walk them through step by step.
How long is your listing presentation?
Generally?
Yeah.
We're talking listing presentation, not just appraisal.
Like you walk through
listing.
the house, yeah.
Probably about hour 15 to an hour 45.
Okay.
Yeah.
And silver bullets, what are you using to close a deal?
The negotiation tactics when it comes to a multiple offers.
I learned that from him.
Yeah.
And
Hang on. Let me hear it first.
Yeah.
All right. What is it?
Oh, you really want to know? Okay.
Yeah. That's why I got Johnny, mate.
All right.
My own personal group.
All right. So let's say, for example, I'll sit them down. All right. If you guys get into a one-on-one negotiation, what's the other agent doing? Have they shown you how they negotiate with the buyers?
No,
they haven't. And here's the problem. 90%, this is what I think anyway, 90% of agents, they don't demonstrate to the client what the hell they're getting paid for. Oh, here's our marketing. Here's our presentation. Here's our network. Here's how many buyers we've got on our books. Great. When you get an offer on the table, what are you doing with it? When you get 2 offers or 3 offers on the table, what are you doing with it? How are you negotiating? I go as far as I role play it with the client.
Can we do a role play now?
Sure.
All right. Brent and I are going to be Mr. and Mrs. Vendor. I'll be the Mrs.
Yeah. You're the vendors.
Yep.
Okay. Well, actually, technically, you need to be
No,
the
I'm the
buyers
buyer.
in this case.
I'm offering
Yeah.
650.
Oh, you're the buyer. I'll be the Mrs. Vendor.
All right. All right. So,
Hey, girl.
Gavin.
Yes.
Gavin, great news. We've got 3 offers for you on the table at the moment.
Wow.
Yep. Now, if we don't get anything further, are you guys happy to proceed?
What's the price?
Oh, well, okay. Let's just, it's a 650 to 715 price range. Yeah?
Yes.
Great. So we've got buyer A, buyer B, buyer C.
Yep.
Yeah. Buyer A, they've placed an offer on your property for 660,000. Buyer C, they've got an offer in for 670.
Mm-hmm.
Buyer D, which is, let's call him Brent, he's placed an offer in for 685. Cool. All right. So the 685 is kind of where we're at now.
Yep.
If it stops there, are you guys happy to proceed?
Yeah.
All right, great.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to the other 2 buyers at the moment. I can't do anything with this highest guy just yet because he's the one that we can afford to lose the least right
Okay,
now.
okay.
Cool? So let's go back to Brent.
Yep.
You make the phone call to Brent. Hey, Brent, it's Mina here from Ion Real Estate, mate. How are you?
Really good. How are you?
Good, mate. I'm just calling to confirm your offer for number 3 Smith Street in Pakenham.
Yeah, mate. Yep, 685.
Oh, it was actually 670 because you're the second buyer.
Oh, there we go. 670.
Yeah. So I'm just calling to confirm your offer at 670,000.
If I need to go up more, I can, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now we're about to close the deal at the moment with, and as you know, there's other offers on the table. I would have already told you that by now. Now we're just about to close the deal. May I ask, is that your best and final offer?
If I need to go more, I will, but I do have another home I'm having a look at tomorrow.
Yeah, no, that's fair, mate. Look, the reason I'm calling you right now, because we are about to close it, but unfortunately you're not the one that's in the lead currently.
Okay.
So I just wanted to find out again, is that your best and final? Because unfortunately my next phone call to you is going to be you either have it or you don't. And I really want to try to help you actually get that deal through.
I'd probably be able to go to like maybe 691.
Yeah.
But that's my limit, man. Don't even call me back.
You're definitely limited there.
Yeah, don't
So
call me back.
as you're aware, the property's on the market between 650 and 715 right now. Can I ask you a question, Brent? If I called you back in about half hour and I, hypothetically, because I haven't finished speaking to the other buyers yet, yeah? If I called you back in about half hour and I told you, look, we've closed it, someone else bought it for 715, hypothetical. Can I ask what your reaction would be to that?
I'm capped out at 691, mate.
Yeah.
So if I could, I would, but no, I'm capped out.
Yeah.
You're going to be gutted. You're going to be pissed off that you missed out on this.
Oh, 100%.
Are you the
would.
vendor or not now?
No, I'm just observing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So 691. So what if I called you back and told you, look, it's offered someone else at 700?
Yes.
Would you be annoyed?
Same thing, man. 691.
So over a $9,000 gap.
Oh, maybe 696 I'll go to.
Yeah. So again, over a $9,000 gap.
Now
Now it's over a $4,000 gap.
All right, done. What do you want? How much?
Yeah. Work it backwards.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you're getting that much action on it and you start getting offers over the range, again, work it backwards. Now, this is just a quick demo. There's a lot more to it, but it's essentially demonstrate it to them. You're getting paid a fee to actually negotiate the damn thing. Show them.
That's our job.
Yes.
Yeah.
And most agents don't show them what they do. They go, we negotiate. We're the best negotiators. Great. And what?
I love that. I absolutely love that. And I want to touch a little bit more on it. We are just going to go to a quick break. We're going to come back. Mina's around the corner, as is Douglas. Stay tuned. We're back with Mina Saad, director of boutique agency Ion Real Estate and legend in the game. We're talking a bit about role-playing and presentations, listing presentations, and how it's worked super successfully for him. What else do you do, Mina, to close out the client? Do you try and capture the close on the day?
A lot of the time, no. The pressure, I feel like if you try to pressure them into that situation, they're going to have buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
You're going to have them come back, but we weren't sure. And we actually hear it from a lot of other agents as well. Oh, they pushed us to sign this.
Oh, yeah.
And they're spewing about it. And now they don't want to work in with you. The thing is, if you've got them, whether it's a first visit, second visit, when they're comfortable, they're going to go with you, man. It's very simple.
What happens if you were up against 6 other agents, which happens a lot in inner city places, not so much out in our area.
Yeah.
You're wedged in between. You're the third agent. You're trying to say something different, but you can see you kind of lose them a little bit. Do you try to close them out at all?
Look, you're going to try if you know that there's people coming up after you. If not, book the second appointment before you walk out the door. I think it's a mistake if you
So
don't.
tell me about that. What does that mean?
So it depends on the time frame on when the others are coming out after you. Are they coming out the next day? Are they coming out the same day? Are they coming out an hour after you? You might want to use a bit of a delay tactic if they're coming out straight after you. Usually what we see is if someone's having 6, it's probably going to almost be back to back from what we see in our area. So what we want to do is if we're seeing them at 3 o'clock, and then if I find that at the listing presentation that they've got someone coming at 4, someone coming at 5, I'll drag it out on purpose a little bit so that way you're not discussing too much. Hey guys, look, I really wanted to discuss a bit more strategy with you. Now, I don't want to step on the other agent's toes here, so let them come through, and what we'll do is we'll probably book another time. What day and time is good for you?
And that works?
A lot of the time.
That's killer.
Yeah.
I'm using that.
I've never done that before.
Yeah, a lot of the time. Now, unless someone comes in and blows their mind, they're still going to be, oh, I don't know what this guy offered. I haven't discussed marketing with them. I haven't discussed fees with them. I haven't discussed anything. So, and now they're anticipating, well, what's this guy's strategy? And especially if you got results to back it up too. And we've got heaps of those. If you got results to back it up, okay, now I'm very interested into seeing what you're going to say next.
And if you are a new agent, and obviously you've, as a leader now of a company, you are looking out for new agents, what are you telling them to do at listing presentations? How are you instructing them to get business when they don't have those results?
Focus on your strength.
Which is?
So again, every agent's going to be different. Focus on your strength, meaning if you need to utilize the team and the team's results, do that. If you're walking in, I haven't sold shit, well, it's going to be a problem. Yeah. So in other words, utilize the team's results. Okay, well, our team has sold 160 properties, this year. Our team has sold 50 properties in that specific suburb in the last 12 months. Our team has done that. If you start talking about the team, the client is automatically going to think that team is you. Because the more you sell the team, and we do that quite a bit in listing presentations, as I'm sure a lot of people do as well, until you start escalating on your own. Like you said, Matt's a good example of that, right? He started off by talking about the team. All of a sudden it shifted to Matt Shaw's. So that's what was a little bit different for him. And again, focus on your strength, meaning whether it's social, whether it's you're better at working with buyers. Is it your follow-up? Focus on that. Is it your how many opens you're going to do every week? Focus on that. It's what is it that's going to set you apart from the competitor. You're going to come up against, your Gavin, for example, in real estate for a very long time. Or how would I beat Gavin if I was day one? Well, look, respectfully, but Gavin's a very busy guy. Is he really going to hone in and actually be focused on you? I'm sure you know this, right? Now, if you're in Gavin's situation, well, I'm coming up against, Mina. Mina's day one in real estate. Sorry, who's Mina? I don't.
Yeah, who's that?
Who? I'm sorry, it must be new. I've never heard of the guy. Sorry,
Yeah.
Play your strength.
That's good. Look, we'll go one more question, Brent, if you've got one, and then we'll wrap this up.
I don't have a question off the top of my head, but I will think of one.
No, that's all right.
If you could go back to 2020, would you have still opened up the business then? Would you have done it in 2022, or do you think you'd done it later than you thought you should have? So should you have done it in 2016?
I don't think I should have done it in 2016. No. There was a lot more to learn. In fact, there is things you're learning every day. Now, and this is, I guess, part of the whole, going back to Gavin's question about why a franchise and whatnot, there's a lot of stuff I had to learn because you weren't part of a franchise. When you're part of a franchise, you can call up, the CEO or the franchise manager or the whatever it is. You can ask questions. You've got the resources from a director's point of view. For us, as we had to spend an ungodly amount of money and time and effort to actually be able to get effectively the same information, more or less. But now we're at the stage that we've got basically the majority of it. And especially when you're going from, I've never operated a business in my life before that, nothing. You're going from a sales agent straight into director position. Yeah, you're thrown in the deep end, man, because you're going from listing, selling. Now it's listing, selling, compliance, paperwork, insurances, ABNs, ACNs, IPs. It's different game completely to anything that you thought it was going to be. Because, and this is, I feel, where a lot of agents, when they're going, oh, we're going to jump in and actually create a business. Sounds good on paper. Yeah. It's just that when you're actually in it, it's a vastly different thing if you're doing it correctly.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of people that also jump in and they're like, yeah, don't worry about it. The other stuff is detailed. And it ends up going, well, for lack of a better term, a bit of a shit show.
What's your plans with Ion?
Good question. Expand.
Fucking
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap it up there. I want you to stick around because we're going to call our new mentor, who has started last week. And one of the questions that he had for me on his first day as part of the mentor program was, "I'm going out door knocking. What do I say?"
Okay.
This is going to be a great conversation.
Excited.
For new
Tell
agents out
them
there.
it's worth $20 you do it for free.
Yeah.
I got that from Mina Saad.
All right, so stick around. We are calling Sam. We're back with Sam. He's our mentor, started last week. Sam, you're here with Mina and you're here with Brent. Now, how was your first week? What were you doing for the last 7 days?
It was absolutely phenomenal. I like to keep positive no matter what happens. It was clouded a bit of illness and distractions, courtesy of my children's birthday parties and gastro, but we powered through. Now, I kept it pretty baseline as to what I've been doing previously, but with the goals a little changed, especially around building up on my own CRM.
Yep.
Didn't quite hit our planned 15 target. I think I got around 7 or 8, but I do have a game plan sort of around getting that up. And my connects were a little bit lower. I try to do around, like, say, between my first session.
Back it up. So we'll just back it up a little. So we're going to just go through this quickly. So we've got a couple of goals for you at the moment. So the first one is we want to get 15 new contacts a week. And so you hit 8.
I believe so, yeah.
Yep. We had 200 door knocks a week. And how many did you hit?
No, so I didn't do door knocks. I did phone calls.
Okay.
And door knock wise, I had about 22 door knocks.
22. And how many did you have phone calls?
Phone calls, I was sitting around like 310, I think.
Yeah, cool. So big numbers. One of the things that you asked me in text, and we're going to come back to the KPIs. One of the things you asked me in text was, what do you say when you go door knocking? What did you end up saying?
I stole one of your scripts from a previous podcast, put up $100 of my own cash, and told them that I was hosting a little competition with the neighbourhood. Would love to get their opinion on where they think the price is going to fall on a property that we have up for sale.
Yep.
All I needed was their name, number, email, and whoever gets closest wins the $100. And you know, that was pretty well received. However, when you don't have listings in the area, you need another script to go off of.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so then what did you do any other door knocks, or that was just it for those 22?
That was just it for those 22.
All right. So, Mina, Brent, I want to ask you guys, what do you use when you don't have any listings and you're going out and you're trying to find business?
I stick to the basics, and I don't want to sound too straightforward with this, but you have to find something that works for you. So say if you're a door knocking machine and that's built your listings over the past, then stick to that. So we're very basic. We do door knocks around every single board if it's ours.
So he doesn't have boards. So
if it's ours or not.
Okay.
So say if
opposition boards?
Yeah. So say who's your biggest competitor in Terrigal?
Not Terrigal. It would be Shell Harbour, and it would be Ray White.
Okay. So you
Ray White.
The one thing that you can do is, and you be respectful for that agent and that company, and say, hey, you know, we haven't listed this one for sale this time, but as market specialists in the area, we're keeping everyone up to date with what's happening. And, you know, do you mind if I let you know when it sells and how much it makes, etc. So as much as that data you can build in 3 to 6 months, that's probably going to convert to a listing, one of them. and calls and drops. Like our dropping.
Wait. We haven't left door knocking yet. Mina, what do you say?
Door knocking wise?
Yep.
Okay. I'm pretty much going to back Brent up on that one. Pick a sale that's happened in the area, yours or a competitor's, doesn't matter. I would go as far as saying, obviously, if it's been listed, hey, do you want to know what it sold for? I love the sold door knocks, man. They are so much better. The sold door knocks, because the result is already there. Now, if it's a significant, let's say, for example, the one next door to them comes on the market and it's some crazy price they're asking for it, which tends to happen.
Yeah.
Did you know that that property is on the market and has hit the market and it's asking X amount of dollars? If it's some crazy price, they're going to pay attention. So you want to capture, the main thing is capture their attention. That's really the main thing. Now, if and when it sells, would you like to, basically get an idea to how much that property sold for? Some will say yes, some will say no. But this is a numbers game though. That's really what it's going to be. And sorry, I know this is more about door knocking, so I won't go too deep into it.
I'll quickly finish that off as well. The best question you can ever ask someone, that house sold for 800. Gav, what's your place worth based on that?
I'm not so sure.
Then they think, I don't know what my house is worth. Look, Gav, what I'll do, I'm in the area next week.
There we go. So Sam, that's what we want to do. Say that again.
So you want to create the fear of someone not knowing what the house is worth. We'll call it that. So Gav, based on that sale, what do you think your home is worth?
I'm not sure.
Gav, I'd hate for you not to be too sure for too long. I'm actually in the area next week providing a few of your neighbours an update. How about I pop out and just give you an idea of what yours is worth?
Sam, what do you think of that?
I love it, and it's going to be put into effect tomorrow.
Nice work, man. So, all right, so that's good. So, going back to the KPIs and the sheet that we had, look, I think we'll have to revisit that because I think probably didn't quite put them in the right spot. But so the calls, we obviously talked about the data, that you got a lot of data in your CRM. We're talking, what? How much was it again in total at LG?
71,000 in total.
71,000. And in your database, how many did you have before last week?
Before last week, I had pretty spot on 0, and now I've got 8.
8. Nice work. So can you call through that data and claim it as yours, or does it have to stay in the LG Hooker general database?
It has to stay in their database unless I somehow do something to own it, such as complete an appraisal for them, for example.
Great. So what we want to do then, how many agents are in your office?
My one specifically in Shell Harbour, it's just me and one other agent, but across all 3, we have about 5.
So 5. So if we go 71,000 divided by 5 agents is 14,200 contacts. I can promise you now, mate, those other 4 agents are not calling 14,200 people in a year. So you have a really cool opportunity to go out and appraise these properties, get that data into your name. So yes, you can go out and door knock, which is great. You have to go out and door knocking, especially to get a presence in your area. But from a calling perspective, you have a unique ability where you can claim this data by simply appraising it. So boys, and I'm saying Mina, Brent, he's calling a cold piece of data. Are we using the same dialogue when we're door knocking as we are calling around a sold listing?
The best way to clean that data up as well, and it is very similar. You ask them a question, based on that, what do you think your place is worth? Oh, I don't know. When they say no, they don't want an appraisal. Gav, what I'll do, I'll just email you through a quick suburb report that I've already got on my email. Just so I'm correct, what's your best email address to send it to? And that's how you're going to build a database that's clean. Number, address, full name, email addresses. Make it simple for the person to say yes, and you'll win.
Yeah. It's just as long as you got their permission to keep communicating. And it's very rare that you're going to see someone going, nah, I know you've already contacted me 3 times and don't contact me the 4th. It's very rare.
This database that you've got and the people that are on it, Sam, ones that you're now calling through, are they getting called consistently?
No, not at all.
When was the ones that you've called at the moment, typically when was the last time they heard from LG Hooker?
I've had a look. You can actually track when it was. And for the ones that I'm calling currently, it hasn't been since they inquired, which can be up to 10 plus years ago.
You have a fantastic opportunity here. And for a lot of people that are watching this as new agents, you go to your director and you say, give me the data that no one's calling. I will make those calls. Yeah. Sam, you have a terrific opportunity here. So you've had 8 people that you put into your database, which is fantastic. That number, we really should be getting higher because, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith from down at Labatouche Street, I can see that you haven't had an appraisal for 10 years from LG Hooker. The market has powered its way to record highs in our area right now. Can I pop out and give you an appraisal? No, get stuffed. How about I email you a suburb report or a rough estimation of what your house might be worth? It won't take up any of your time. It won't take up any cost. I'll email it across to you. All I need is your email address. That kind of thing, Sam. Then all of a sudden you are putting that into your name because you're appraising it, whether it's digitally or in person, prefer in person. And all of a sudden your 8 database numbers are increasing quite rapidly.
Yeah, I can tell you one of our guys is starting to use an interesting script. Hey guys, do you mind me asking, when was the last time you had your property valued or appraised or whatever it is? We only had it like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Okay, look, the market shifted since then. Interestingly, it's when someone says, we already had one like 3 weeks ago. Okay, why is that? Yeah, we're researching selling. Now, a lot of the time, if you don't ask when the last time they had it appraised, they go, oh no, we're not interested. But if you find out they've just had it appraised by somebody, guess what, man? They're probably doing something.
Alarm bells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's another good thing. So when were you last appraised? And you'll find that there's a high chance a lot of these people in your database have not had an appraisal for yonks. I'm not talking 3 or 4 weeks. I'm talking 3-4 years, maybe even longer. By the sounds of it, you have a really good opportunity here. Now, this won't necessarily create sales right away unless you fall on one that stumbles in and says, oh, yeah, actually, I'm going to sell it. Great, fantastic. But we're talking about longevity. We're talking about turning you into what they call, I think in LJ Hooker, the Captain's Club. Is that what they use?
That is correct, yes.
Turning you into the Captain's Club member where you are now a revered member of the LG Hooker Society. So, yep, great. If we can unearth some nuggets along the way, fantastic. That's the goal. But we want these KPIs and these key metrics to increase. So, what's your plan for the next 7 days?
Next 7 days was to obviously use all the information you give me, build upon it, and attack sort of what I was doing. But I want to add in a much larger amount of door knocking as well and getting face-to-face. I feel I'm personally better face-to-face as well. Mm-hmm. But some of those scripts you gave me around the cold calling side of things were just dialogue I was never using prior. That's going to be an absolute game changer too. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how those numbers shift.
Yeah, we are too, man. What were you using in the past when you called? Or were you not even making those calls?
No, I was making those calls. And dialogue was as follows. Gavin, Sam from LJ Hooker, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Doing well, mate. Doing well. I'll keep it brief. Just wanted to see if you'd like a market update for the home.
What's a market update?
Market updates where I come out and give you a bit of an idea on what your home may be worth in today's market.
Oh, no, I'm pretty good. Thanks, mate.
No worries, mate. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
That's one of my most hated questions. Is how are you? Like, make the phone call. Hey, Gav, it's Brent calling from O'Brien. Just a quick call today. Not sure if you noticed, but we've just listed one down the road from you. Okay, how are you? I don't care. I don't care how they are. I don't care how I am.
Or you go along with that. You'd say, Sam, just looking at some notes here, we last contacted you and appraised your property 10 years ago, or actually even go with Mina's. I can see we haven't been contacted by LJ Hooker for a little while. When was the last time that you had an appraisal on your house? I got no idea. 7 years, 8 years. Yeah. And that's when you can open up that conversation. Yeah. But one thing that I would probably steer away from is using real estate jargon. So market update, what is, no one knows what that means. It just sounds kind of scammy. So you want to steer away and don't use the word listing, because if you said, oh, we've just listed a house, what, as in on a checklist?
Yeah.
What's listed? Don't use listed. Don't use market update. Change the dialogue around that. But the fact that you're doing it is fantastic. I reckon we can do a lot better with this new dialogue.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think you need to have daily goals and don't let yourself off. Don't make them too high. Don't make them too small. But be relentless, man. You don't go home until you've done it.
Relentless.
Who are you accountable to at the moment?
Gav?
I can't. Yeah,
Daily.
currently to Gavin and Brent now, but my director as well.
Okay. Are you sending him an email at the end of the day to tell him what you've done?
I am not. No.
Do that.
Yeah, do that, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, because then you and don't lie on it either, bro. Like I check in with a person every day. Every day I check in with this person,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It's,
One of the good things about Sam already, he's honest. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know he's honest, and that's why you do well in real estate, mate. Because you're one of the few. You are an honest person, and already, like, you've given us some very raw pieces of information, which you didn't have to be. You could have just bluffed your way and made it up. And the fact that you haven't, Sam, is why we're loving working with you.
Yeah, I love it. Beautiful.
Cool. All right, man. So looking forward to catching up with you. We're not here next week because our producer, our fearless producer, is away in Japan. So I'll still check in with you though. But online, we're probably not going to be on the podcast for a couple of weeks. But looking forward to catching up with you on the potty in a few weeks' time. Have a cracker fortnight, mate.
You too, guys. You enjoy.
see you, brother.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
And we're back for the last segment for the Real Estate Forum. And we have the OG with us, the original god gangster, Douglas from Adaptive Fire and Electrical. He's the OG because he was our first ever sponsor. And we want to say a massive thank you, Douglas, because you jumped on board as a sponsor, the number one sponsor, before we'd even started. What the hell is wrong with you?
It's worked out all right. You guys are killing it. The numbers are awesome. The podcast, I'm not in real estate, but I love watching it every week. It's going awesome.
Awesome. And look, thank you very much again for jumping on. I'd never met you before. Brent had never met you before. So I don't know what it was that Craig said to you to convince you, but geez, he must be very, very powerful, persuasive man.
He would have said to the number one real estate agents in the galaxy.
Yeah. Now, we're talking about electric. So obviously you are a Sparky.
Yes.
But you
that's
do more than just fixing light switches, right?
Yeah, do a lot of all your general domestic electrical. You said you didn't know what the fire stood for the other day. That's the other half of my business. I do fire systems in commercial buildings. That side sort of takes care of itself. That's your big systems that evacuate the apartment buildings, call for fire brigade automatically. No, but my main bread and butter and my main part I'm really focused on at the moment is the electrical side, the domestic side. Yeah.
One thing that we see, like a lot of new houses, when I say new houses, like 15, 20-year-old houses, and they've got these really dull, like halogen lights, and it just makes the house look dark. One thing, Brent, that you and I both know working in this game, light, whether it be natural or fabricated light, is so important to the sale of a home. Douglas, what can you do to turn a house that might be a little dull, got some old halogens, into something that's bright?
Yeah, well, lighting technology's come a mile, like it's come a long, long way. My house is only 10 years old, and we had LED halogen style lights, and my wife said when I changed ours, "What the hell are you doing?" But then once I'd done it, she couldn't believe we had just had that light like that. So yeah, that's a big one I do to try and add value to properties. I'm trying to push it. Like if you're selling a house, changing the lighting can be an option. It can be cheaper than painting, but the effect it has is amazing. And the good thing is, once it's done, it's done. It's attractive. It stays there. You can put it in the brochures, but when the people actually turn up in the house and see the effect it has, it's amazing.
And we've got some pictures here, which if you aren't able to see it, there is a website, adaptivefireandelectrical.com.au, which you can jump on. There's before and afters. Now, I know personally that I always try and get owners to update their lighting or at least make the house look brighter, whether it's updating furniture or painting, as you said. But changing the electrics actually isn't as expensive as you might have thought. So run me through, if you've got like a 20 square house, you're trying to change, I don't know, 10 globes or say 15 globes into halogens, like are we talking tens of thousands of dollars?
No. You know, probably the most expensive one I've done is maybe $1,500, $2,000 if it's a massive house. But
$2,000?
Yeah.
For a massive house?
Yep.
What
Very affordable.
What's the rough cost? So say if I've got like an old downlight to replace that with the new bright ones, roughly.
If you had to guess, I normally try to turn up and quote because sometimes that house in the brochure, for example, it had 29 downlights, but it also had another 10 of your bayonet, your old school globes in places like the toilet and cupboards. Wasn't worth changing them. We just changed them to LED globes.
Yep.
So rough cost, roughly about $50 per downlight.
Okay.
That's just a really rough, but I always try and get out there and just suggest what the best option is. It's not always changing everything just because
To make money,
yeah.
It's crazy though, because we see the value in staging, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to stage a house. We see the value in painting. We'll spend $10,000 in painting. We might even replace the carpets for $5,000. Yet you can change your electrics, brighten the house up. We're talking for $2,000.
Yeah, it's probably
That's the cheapest thing.
It's the biggest improvements you can do, like lighting. When you go to a shop, Peter Jackson, for example, it is lit up like a Christmas tree. You feel and you look good in that shop in the mirror. You get home like, oh, this suit's shit. So lighting is massive.
Definitely. And the technology and also the color of the lighting, you can change it now. The natural white is the most preferred.
Yep.
Even just that just changes the look and
Can
feel
you get
of
pink?
everything. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure you could these days, but I don't install it.
Oh, if you're wanting pink lighting, guys, Douglas is not your man. Sorry.
He's your man for everything else.
Now, are you single?
No, I'm not. I'm married.
Damn.
He's married,
Was
bro.
going on about how he's a good-looking guy and he's got strong biceps. Now, do you work out?
Not really, not for a few years. I need to get back into it, but
He's a Kiwi. Kiwis are naturally big. Like they're strong people. I got in a fight once with a Kiwi. He absolutely tore me to shreds. So you are a Kiwi initially, moved over here. Life's kind of changed you around and you've now opened up your own company, Adaptive Fire and Electrical. How are you finding it, being out on your own?
yeah, it's good. It's I've been doing it for about 4.5 years now on my own. So started seems like a lot of businesses right in COVID.
Yeah.
Got through that all right. It's been going well, and starting to really implement some stuff and grow. So yeah, not looking back. Sorry, just going forward.
Yep.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Well, thank you very much for being on our program and thank you very much for sponsoring the podcast. Is there anything that you want to add before we wrap this up?
Not really. Just get in contact. Anything electrical, smoke alarms, safety checks. The amount of people who move into a new house and say, "I think the old owner might have done his own wiring." Get it checked. You see some really horrible wiring. Just it's worth for your safety and the safety of your family. Just get those things checked.
100%.
AdaptiveFireandElectrical.com.au. Your phone number?
1300 437 917.
Douglas, thank you again, mate. To everyone out there, enjoy the run home. We went away for 2 weeks because Craig's in Japan, so we won't be here next week. So I apologise in advance if you're hanging out for next week's episode. We will be doing a bit of a recap in the next episode to kind of what Brent and I have taken out of each person, what we've learned and what I've already actually won a listing using who I forgot his name, the young kid that we had on.
Sam Fonsback.
Nah, not the other one. McGree. What's his name?
Luke McGree.
Luke. Sorry, Luke. I can't remember his name. He actually said something about a concierge service, and I won a listing as a result. So I'm learning things here as someone who's been around for 15 years, and I won a listing on the back of what his advice was.
Wait, do you have a concierge service or you
I
just
do
made it
now.
up?
No, well, I replaced the word. I said concierge. I have that function, as most agents do, just didn't have a nice flashy name for it.
Yeah.
Concierge service. Anyway, that's us. Douglas, massive. Do you get Doug or Douglas?
I get it all.
Dougie boy, thank you very much for joining us. Brenty, sexy as always.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you to our producer, Craig. Have a great trip in Japan. Thank you very much.
And Pon, congratulations on Australia's newest citizen.
Yeah, correct. So Craig's missus, Aussie citizen. And Mina, congratulations on becoming an Aussie citizen too. I'm kidding, mate. And you've been fantastic on the show. Thank you so much for joining us, mate. Until next time, guys.
Catch you later.
Catch us later.